Here we are for the 4th episode of the Guru of Gainz Parlay. Here today we're at CrossFit Auckland. Thanks for Lisa and Alex for having us out. And we're just going to talk to these guys. We've got Isaiah the Iceman Papalii out here. We've got Alex Porter, owner of CrossFit Auckland. We've got Matiu, God's gift of women, Brown. And Max, the wanderer Roache. Just to kick us off, Alex, what is it? You were the second affiliate in New Zealand, right?
That's right, yeah.
And I was just thinking back, like, was it a bit scary to open up an affiliate back then when no one knew about CrossFit? Was it a little bit risky, or how did that come about?
No, it wasn't really scary because it kind of felt like a really natural, organic process. We wanted to do something outside of the traditional, and there were a few, obviously, some obstacles because there wasn't the ability to easily get equipment or to get education when we started up. I was working at Les Mills at the time, and I was PTing there, and I was working for Les Mills New Zealand, writing a lot of programming and stuff for them, and we just kind of stumbled across it the same way most people did. And I actually, because I was fighting at the time, I had a training partner who sent me a link. He showed me this CrossFit website saying, "Hey, look, check out what these guys are doing. Yeah. These guys are doing some amazing stuff. We should try and do it." And we thought, I was arrogant. I was like, "No, man, we're on to some
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, we're on to some really awesome stuff now." And no, they can't be that hard. And eventually we saw some of the videos like Nasty Girls. You know, there's girls doing muscle ups and stuff like that, and freaking out, going, "Oh, yeah." And we went to a gymnastics center, tried to find some rings, tried to do it, couldn't do it. Got absolutely crushed.
Were you like, I can do this, man, they can do it?
Yeah. Got absolutely crushed, and so we started experimenting with it. The crazy thing is when we first started, and we went and talked to Darren would tell you the same, there was no CrossFit certifications down here, you know, and we all got affiliated before we were actually certified.
Right.
We'd contacted HQ and said, hey, we were really excited about it. I mean, to answer your question, it wasn't really so much nerve-wracking. We were just excited. We were pumped. We knew we were onto the right thing.
Right.
And we couldn't wait to get it started.
So you knew you had something special, pretty much.
Yeah, we knew it was the next big thing.
Yeah.
And because I was at Les Mills, I went to Les Mills management and said, hey, look, you got to look at this.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the future.
Yeah.
And we've got to jump on this. And I mean, I can't remember the exact words that were used by the Les Mills staffers there, but they essentially wanted to own their own versions of fitness, and they were charting their own territory. And Les Mills have done a great job doing a whole lot of, innovating a whole lot of stuff. But they weren't interested. Yeah. You know, they weren't interested in becoming a CrossFit anything. You know, and so we said to them, "Hey, look, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with that? You know, because we're contracted with them, we had to have their sign off, and they're like, yeah, that's good. Go ahead and do it. We don't mind." And then after we got the ball rolling, they kind of changed the tune a little bit, and they're like, "Hang on a second, this is actually going to be a bit of a conflict, it's a bit of a threat, maybe. Yeah. And we want you guys to stop doing CrossFit." Yeah. You know, the words that they used was, "Here's the litmus test. If you're at a barbecue, and somebody says to you, 'Hey, what should I do? I want to get fit. I want to get in shape. I want to get lean.' Yeah. What are you going to say? You're going to say, 'Hey, you should come and do Les Mills classes,' or are you going to come and do CrossFit?" And I was like, "There you go, sweet, I'm out." You know, if I know what I'm going to say, you guys will know what's going to work. So that's how it happened, and that we took that as a huge push for us. Yeah. That was validation by people that really know fitness that we were onto something. You know, and so that kind of took the fear away from us. We were like, "Yeah, this is going to work."
Yeah. Man, I thought it would have been pretty risky. Like now, it's probably, I think it'd be more comfortable opening it up because, everyone knows CrossFit, it's on TV and stuff like that. But back in those days, you're like, man, like trying to teach people power cleans and stuff like that. But hats off to you for having the balls to make it happen and
I got to admit, it was an unknown quantity, as you say. Like there was a lot of people that had no idea what the heck we're talking about.
But now it's sweet, like everyone knows.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody knows somebody who's kind of like done CrossFit or they've seen it on TV, the ESPN stuff. I mean, CrossFit HQ have done a fantastic job of getting it out there. And so it's, can we call it mainstream now? Is it mainstream? Are we
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I think so. Cool. It's hard for me to say because I'm still, I'm so deep on the inside of the bubble that we were in. It's hard to kind of look on the outside and seeing what's really, what the mainstream is seeing. But at the time, I mean, when I first contacted CrossFit HQ and I said and contacted them and said, hey, I want to be an affiliate. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And I think we want to bring it to New Zealand. And they're like, well, actually, there's someone. And I was like, really? Who was that? And they said, hey, the CrossFit New Zealand. Yeah. And I went and looked them up. And found their website, and I reached out to Daz and was like, "Hey man, look, we're going to be cousins. You know? What's up? We should meet." Yeah. And I went out there, and I went to CFNZ, their first box, and it would have been about a month into their gym opening, I think. Yeah. And Daz and I recognised each other because we'd been on a couple
cross paths with PT.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I think it was a kettlebell workshop. We both were on. We kind of recognised each other from that, and we just kind of hit it off, and we'd. At the time, there wasn't too many dudes that were doing CrossFit, so I'd go over there, or he'd come over to Takapuna where I was based, and we'd train, fairly regularly because there just wasn't many dudes doing it, which was so that was it. And Daz and Taz did some awesome work getting it out there into the mainstream media, and we worked really hard to get it into magazines and into publications and stuff. We had to write a lot of articles, and still a lot of people didn't know what CrossFit was, and so. I mean, the rest is history now, but at the time, we weren't even affiliated.
So we weren't circuit training,
Yeah, exactly.
Circuit training, That's sort of like a boot camp. Yeah. After the Auckland Games, we had me and Jan at the after party, and we talked a little bit about your MMA days, and he went pro. I know probably not many people know that, but could you tell us a little bit about your training? Because you said you went to train overseas for 6 months, and you train twice a day, and talk about the MMA days a little bit and your training schedule.
I used to get beat up a lot.
Talk a little about your training schedule and what you used to do back then as an MMA fighter.
Yeah, okay. It was pretty crazy. I mean, I spent most of my time was more in Thai boxing.
Yeah, Thai boxing.
MMA was just the last end of my fighting career, and it was interesting because a lot of stuff it really started with more traditional training. I mean, we would be doing 6-7 hours of training a day, and it was just cardio.
That's why I was like, you've got to get this on. Yeah, we've got to get this.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. And the times when I did go away, it was anywhere from 3-4 months up to 6 months at a time. I'd be overseas, mostly in Thailand. Yeah. And it was awesome. It was an eye-opening experience. It was great to just be able to pack up my life and just go. Yeah. Just live and breathe it. But it was crazy. We'd get up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. They'd kick us out of our bunk, and we'd run 10K. And that happened every day. Yeah. And then we'd come back from the 10K, and then we'd have 3 hours of training every day. It would, we'd shower out of buckets of water. Yeah. We'd then go set up the table and just eat whatever the Thais were eating. And no one spoke English, so I just had to learn how to speak Thai. Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't feed you.
I think it's awesome, man.
It's crazy. Yeah. You'd sleep through the midday heat, and you'd get up in the afternoon, and we had to skip for half an hour. That was shit. Yeah. They'd line us up in a gym, kind of the space was about the same as this. And you'd have 20 to 30 guys lined up, shoulder to shoulder, like how we are now, just skipping non-stop for half an hour. Just singles, No, I didn't do double unders. No one did double unders.
Did any of you do tricks or
Oh, we could, but that was just skipping.
Yeah.
But in New Zealand, we'd play around with the tricks and stuff like that, just to you do that Highland skip thing that the boxers do. But in Thailand, no.
Do you reckon there's good value to doing half an hour skipping, or not? Was it unnecessary?
Minimal crossover into what we do.
Yeah.
Just more like a mental thing.
Science has shown us a better way, but that was just conditioning. Yeah. That was just conditioning. We'd do that every afternoon at 3 o'clock to 3:30, and then at 3:30 we'd train for another 2-3 hours.
Yeah. Well, some days you'd be like, man, stuff this or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially, if you fought and then the next day you've got to run.
Yeah.
Or they run.
Don't have a rest day. Oh.
Well, after a fight, if you can stand on your legs, you run.
Do you have physios and stuff like that, or?
Well, no,
magic water.
The trainers, they rub you down.
Yeah.
The trainers, they're very good at looking after their bodies. But the thing is, you come back to CrossFit and GPP. The whole principles of GPP is preparing you for any and every eventuality, right? And it's like a labourer, you can dig holes every day, and you know what? Digging holes is going to be pretty damn easy when you do it every day, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you've been kicking the crap out of pads and bags and people since you were 8, you know what? That's not going to be a big deal. You're not even going to get sore anymore, right? Yeah. You're just going to do it. And so trying to keep up with the kids, it's kind of crazy. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, Matiu. The first words I learned in Thai was Mai Mi Lang, which means no power.
It seems like it's sort of hurts a little bit. That
my first pilgrimage over there, I had to train with these guys, and it was a camp where they were a very, very serious camp. You know, there was just full-time professional fighters there, and they trained them from like age 8 upwards, right? And so at the end of the training session, you'd have to do a half hour what they call knee sparring, right? So basically you're choking each other around the neck, and you're standing up, and you're basically kneeing each other and dumping each other on the ground, or trying not to get dumped. Yeah. And I'd be there in these little. They started me off like the 12 to 16-year-old group, right? And I was like 20. You know what I mean? And they're just like, and they'd wrap around my neck, and I'd be like this. Yeah. They'd be like kneeing me and stuff, and I'd be trying to do stuff, and then they'd dump me on the floor, and they'd point at me and go, "Oh, Mami Lang," I mean, you had no power. So eventually I was like, right, I've got to earn some respect here. Right. And it took me a long time. Like sort of a month later, then I started graduating up to like the 18 to 20-year-olds.
Yeah. What a cracker. Speaking of power, we have this guy over here, the Iceman. He's just come back from New Caledonia for weightlifting. Richie Patterson invited you and one other girl over.
Yeah.
And you went over for 8 days. Tell us a little bit about your training and what you did over there.
Yeah. When I went over, I was expecting, like real relaxed, just 1 day is because, what I thought of weightlifting was just like you take your time quite a lot.
Yeah.
No fatigue.
Yeah.
But when I went over, we trained straight away.
Straight off the plane?
Yeah. Out into it, we were like, oh yeah, get ready for a training session. By half an hour, I was pouring with sweat. Just the heat and the intensity was above the level. Yeah.
Did you train twice a day, same as Alex? Sort of?
During the week, they train twice a day.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
And they have 1 day during the weekend and on a Thursday.
Yeah. And just all the snatch, everything?
Yeah. When I was there, we were only doing power variations.
Yeah.
He was quite into the power, creating speed through the bar and on your pulls.
Yeah. So you were telling me a little about your trip before. Paul Kofer said that you were born Olympian.
Yeah.
And I know you were like, up and coming league side. You made some rep teams, some rugby teams. Yeah. And you sort of getting into football lately. Not many young people are that focused, and you've been like focused pretty much your whole life, from what I know, training, and you sort of got your head around that. Where's your focus with all that, or are you just going with the flow?
I was going with the flow there, and then when you said that, it kind of made me think. Yeah. Like think between the sports, whether or not I'd like to do weightlifting when I was older, but right now I'm still into my rugby.
Rugby first, sort of thing.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Keep going with that. And you've been, because ever since we've been your kids, I've always known you've been mucking around, you play with your kids and that, but you always make time for training and that. How do you maintain that focus when all your mates are mucking around and that?
I guess I like to see the future, look at the future instead of the present, like they're all going to be bums when they're older. still playing around with their friends while I have a future. Hopefully this work will pay off when I'm older. Yeah,
because I know you play around as well, but then you also know when it's time to train, it's time to train and put in the work. Oh, that's good. And on to God's gifts to women. We've been good mates for a couple of years now. You played league for the Roosters?
Development squad.
Development squad and that. So you would have been pretty hard out into the league. And how did you cross over into the CrossFit world? And tell us about that journey a little bit.
So I basically decided to make the move back to New Zealand. For, some pretty stupid reasons, which I learned from. But made the move back to New Zealand and decided to get into the fitness industry. Yeah. Which started off as like a PT in a gym, and then sort of grew from there into a contracted trainer, working for myself. Built up a client base and whatnot. And then got into the whole bodybuilding scene. Done a contest and had a taste of that. And
what have you used that? Those pictures. What have you used that body for recently? What have you used that body for?
Well, nothing for recently, because for the last 6 months, my coach AP has been just telling me how fat I look. So I've been keep their body pretty well hidden.
So you have a full-time job here as a coach, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a job on the weekend sometimes? Is that right? Or?
There's been a job that's come up over the weekend, but it's not an ongoing job, I guess.
Yeah,
but no, full-time coach across Auckland, we'll leave it at that.
I know. I met you, I think, at the Industrial Athletics a couple of years back, and that's where you made some big moves, and you did really well in that comp. I think you made the final in that. And I was like, man, this guy is really driven. Like, I like to know what makes people tick. Like, what do you? I know you always see at comps, you always just laying it all out there. What drives you?
I just I guess the general love for CrossFit, really.
Yeah.
The sort of, I guess one of the things that Lisa has always said that she's seen in me, I guess, is a lot of heart.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like what is
every time I step out to the arena, like I love out the back, man, just talking shit with the boys and chit chat, getting cheeky, and just hanging out. But as soon as you get out in the arena, when it's 3, 2, 1, go, you just got to. You can't leave without giving it everything you got. So just chuck it all out there and bang. But the Industrial Athletic one was 2012, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was my first ever RX comp.
Yeah, so the coming out party,
Yeah.
I was like, who's this guy? Tearing it up.
It's a funny story, man, because that was my first ever comp. Started off in the first heat because they sort of ranked it.
Yeah.
So first heat was sort of the no-namers, I guess. The second heat was sort of, the guys.
Yeah.
And then the last heat was the guys like Kevin Manuel was there, Mike Rankin, Speedy.
Yeah.
So throughout the day, throughout the workouts, I managed to make my way up the ranks and get into that final heat, and I was doing pretty well until I got into that final heat, and I got out into the arena, and I just looked right, and all I could see was Speedy, Mike Rankin, and then I looked left, and I could see Kevin Manuel, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Out to starstruck, man, and my workout went to absolute shatters. Like, it got to me. Being up there with the top dogs, I was just like, whoa, what the hell? And just ended up coming last by like 2 minutes or 3 minutes or something, but awesome experience. Never forget that competition. Yeah.
And you work here full time. Has it been like hard to get your training in around that? How do you sort of juggle that?
No, if anything, it's a lot better because I'm here full time.
Yeah.
So sometimes it'll feel a little bit like I live here. I try to fit my training early in the morning, and then I'm sort of, if I'm doing the afternoon or nighttime shift, when I'm closing up at the night, so it does feel like that. But man, the way my life is at the moment, that's all I have is CrossFit. That's all I want at the moment is CrossFit to try and get me to where I want to go. So it's sort of, like I said, every now and then you sort of get that feeling like, oh my God, I've been here for freaking ages. But other than that, man, it's good. It helps with it because in a lunch break, if I decide I need to fit in some extra conditioning or whatnot, I'm here already. Yeah. Already just got to change my shirt, get into it.
Yeah, like our members, we talk to our members sometimes, and I think we just play around all day and just like interview each other and stuff like that. But like, a lot of work goes down being an affiliate owner, and they need to learn some respect for us, eh?
Well, one of our members tested me this morning because we went and had breakfast with her across the road. She goes, "Do you guys do anything?" And he goes, "No, we're always working. And then she snuck in a quick email to see if I would respond. And I responded like an hour later. She goes, "Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. So we do stuff.
Yeah. You guys, I know you're a big, massive weightlifting fan and that. Well, how do you guys basically teach lifting? Because this guy came back, had a lot of feedback and stuff like that. Is that too much of a broad question? Because, everyone has like a certain way. I know I did the Bergner course, and he's like real vertical sort of thing, and then this guy did the Pinlay course, and he's just like banging off your hips, and then like different warm ups, like they only warm up with a bar, right? And then things like you got to work the stick for like 10 minutes or stuff like that. What do you think about that sort of thing? I know you did some work with Gregory Everett as well.
Yeah. Look, I don't think there's a be all and end all approach to it. I think it really is as far as picking the right tool out of your toolbox to help the person at any one time, and if you can kind of triage it so that you see what the most important bit is to keep somebody safe and moving well, and then just like working on one thing, at the very most maybe two things if they're both like small micro adjustments, then that's where it's at. I mean, like I've spoken to and spent a lot of time with a lot of really good high caliber weightlifters and weightlifting coaches. Yeah. And the more I learn, the more I feel like I've got more to learn, which is awesome. And I've got a huge passion and respect for the Olympic lifts in particular. And so if I can impart my knowledge while I'm still to my athletes, to my trainees, then it's fantastic. You know, and as much as I can, I'll just try and find the things that have worked, not just for me but for my athletes, and I'll try it. And if that makes the adjustment, if it's something that Penley would coach, then fantastic, I'll take it. If it's Greg Everett, then I'll take that. If it's one of Bob Tucano's methods, I'll take that. You know, one of Richie Patterson's methods, I'll take that. But it's just fitting the right thing for that person. You know, I mean, the cues that will make me move well may not make Matiu move well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you talked about that when I talked to you before about Greg Everett. You said he was probably one of the better guys. He just had really good cues, and so we're saying like, oh, you probably did this because you're feeling a certain way about that. And was that pretty true of Greg Everett? Is he pretty?
Blew my mind.
Yeah. The Catalyst.
Absolutely blew my mind. So we went to Catalyst Athletics to do their level 1. He just launched this level 1. He'd been running seminars before, and we thought, well, look, we timed that well with a mobility cert with Kelly Starrett at San Francisco at the same time. They're like on a couple of backed up weekends. So I thought, boom, that's it. Head over there and do it. But spending 4 days with Greg Everett was comparable to spending like a good 6 months to a year of training here. Just having the eyeballs on, and it was just like.
I remember you gave him a big rap.
Blew my mind. He'd just say one little thing, and if I could put it into words, it would change the way I felt about the lift. Or it would change the way I would focus at different points during the lift. When before it was just like, set, grip, squeeze, pull. You know what I mean? Now there was like finer nuances that you make little micro adjustments. And everything got faster. All my positions got better. You know, like my lifts that I was only, my PRs that I'd hit months ago, I could hit it multiple times a week. Right. You know, and every one of them felt solid and felt easy.
I tend to think the similar way, like, because I've talked to a few coaches and they'll be like, you got to lift this way and that's it. But I'm like, if someone like has, because I see the Cali strength guys, some of them pull it a little bit early, and if some people do that naturally, I sort of let them run with that as long as they're setting up correctly. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's, I don't know, I sort of just try to let them go for what they feel a little bit natural as long as they're setting up properly and don't stress too much. Moving well, don't stress about it too much, because say if like I tell Max to do something and he's doing like for 2 years, say, and it's not really what he feels natural, like, and then he goes to another side and he gets like Gainz. He's wasted like 2 years, I think. Trying to teach him something that doesn't come naturally. So I like what you were sort of saying about sort of, picking little things here and there. That's just my opinion. Like, I don't think there's just one way. This is my opinion, but
I've been a weightlifting coach for a very short period of time.
Same as me.
And I don't come from a weightlifting background, but I've gone boots and all into it to the point where I stopped CrossFitting for a very long time, and just to figure out really how to weightlift and how to learn how weightlifters would do it. And I've got a huge amount of respect for the guys that have paved the way and figured all this stuff out for us. And I get what the guys were saying.
No disrespect to them too. That's just my opinion.
Has had some good opinions as well, and I totally respect and agree with a lot of stuff that was said. So it's just I think we've just got to do our best as CrossFit coaches to be able to be open-minded and to play it safe as far as the adjustments that we're making. And so long as we're doing that and our athletes are making progress, then and we're doing no harm, then we're in a good place.
I didn't mean no disrespect to them either. I was just sort of saying, you got a short amount of time with them. You don't have they're not going to come in and lift every day. So just making little tweaks here and there.
Well, we've actually done the opposite. We knew very early on that we needed to have more focus for people to be good at CrossFit, the sport. And so we did fairly well at regionals a few years ago, and one particular team did very well. And so since then, we decided we needed to have more focus for people that are going to take a little more seriously. And that changed our prescription a little bit, and it allowed us to do some more specialist stuff with a select group. And that evolved even further when we really started wanting to focus more on the Olympic lifts. And so we've got our own dedicated barbell club classes on our timetable. A lot of CrossFit gyms have got that now. We went that extra step last year to have our barbell club recognised and affiliated with Olympic Weightlifting New Zealand, so that we could actually have CFAK weightlifters on the comp platform. And now there's a section of our programming that is dedicated just to the Olympic lifts, and there's macro cycles that are dedicated just for weightlifting. So there are people that do 50-50 weightlifting and CrossFit, or maybe more weightlifting than CrossFit inside our gym. Which is exciting.
I know you guys have like certain comps you're waiting for throughout the year, eh? Because I know some of them don't hit certain comps. Is that just so they can sort of peak for regional, that sort of stuff? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, the guys that are taking it a bit more seriously, we want them to have plenty of experience in a competition environment because you know when you line up against somebody else, that's going to bring out the best in you. You can't, you know, if you're a competitor, you can't turn it off. I can't turn Matiu off. When you line him up against them, when you guys come to visit, you know, he'll burn himself out. He will freaking die on those rings or on that bar. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so there is value in that, and there's also value in making sure that you know you are getting regularly tested to be able to deal with or to be able to know that the programming is working, right? But the majority of that you can do in house. You don't need to do every competition, and I don't want our athletes doing every competition that's out there. I want them to choose the ones that are most important or most meaningful for them, or for the club if it's going to be a team thing. But things that are going to be spread out enough so that we can build them up to a peak, and then we can deload them and back them back off again, and then just really focus on the training. I mean, because the thing is CrossFit Games, right? So nothing is more important right now than the Open, the regionals, and the games. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So just trying to peak for that,
Exactly. Exactly. Nothing.
Everyone is pretty much around. Yeah. And you know, you've done lifting for quite a while, and the thing is that has good transfer into your league of rugby and stuff like that. Just for other kids out there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like it gives you that explosiveness from lifting those weights. You know. Yeah. Paul really emphasizes on the speed. Yeah. And, you know, like he'll test out like past rugby players, and like his lifters were gassing them, and they were representatives of countries. So it's quite an eye opener for some rugby players, and I definitely think it works out, and it transitions through weightlifting to rugby.
So like weightlifters that just lift weights were outrunning guys that run.
Yeah.
Just easily. So strong.
Because of the explosiveness from lifting heavier weights. Yeah. So it's quite
the squats and stuff like that. I remember you were saying something about like one guy, they just got him to get his squat up and then his speed.
Yeah, that's the guy, Caesar. He's a number 8 rugby player. Used to play back in the 2000s, early 2000s,
So just getting the squat up and then boom, he was fast.
Squatting was everything.
Yeah. Explains why I have no speed.
Yeah, pretty much.
At the risk of busting into tears right now on camera, could you just tell us what your numbers are right now on the snatch?
15-year-old here too. 15-year-old.
How old are you, Fish? How old? 15 years of age. Managed to hit a PR of 105 snatch, and 120, or I'd say power clean and jerk.
And that's pretty much raw. Like we lifted in the garage, and we lifted our box now, but. So it's pretty raw. Born Olympian there. Born Olympian. All right. With Matiu, you know, it's become more common now. Like people are shifting boxes to, for different reasons and all that. How was it shifting boxes from your first love of Sly and Infinite? Has it been all that stuff?
As in how I felt about it, or about the boys back at the old gym?
Yeah, just like changing out, like because you've made a lot of good relationships and stuff like that. And
to be perfectly honest, it was absolutely fine. Yeah. Like I just Alex and Lisa contacted me, and it wasn't more so towards the athlete side of things. It was about the coaching. They offered me a really good opportunity here to sort of better my career as a CrossFit coach. Yeah. So sort of as soon as I got the call from Alex, I just went straight to Sly and told him that there's this opportunity there. Yeah. And he was really, really good about it. The boys sort of a little bit sour about it at the start, but man, they got over it. They were just a bit peeved because I sort of, as you do, you're part of that family, and so you make that step over. But I still keep in contact with them. We're still pretty close.
Because I know you went and helped them judge the net at their comp. And
every chance I get, I try to get back there and help throw down. But every time I go back there, there's always new faces there, and then sort of now I'm starting to feel every time I go back there, I don't know anyone. So it's.
Do they have a picture of you up there?
Yeah, sure. Sly has a picture in his toilet.
Matiu Brown.
For the first couple of weeks there, I'd catch Matiu with a tear in his eye. He'd be walking around the gym, working and stuff, and he'd just be like cuddling himself. Sad.
Not getting the same love. Speaking of love, I've asked a few of the guys that been lucky enough to have some good-looking dudes on our show. Are you single at the moment? I know, because some people want to know. Are you single?
Yeah, I am single.
You're single? Yeah. You might have broken a few hearts then. Single, and are you ready? Like, are you open to?
I guess it's. I just haven't really found that one that sort of. Well, first of all, we can put up with the amount of training and time I spend here at CrossFit. I guess, but yeah, you guys. To me, I think you got to find that special way that you're willing to make the time for.
Yeah.
And if I can't find that one that I'm willing to spend the time for, then it's yeah.
You haven't found one that is like worthy enough for you to miss training a little bit.
Yeah, sort of like I'm actually waiting for.
Oh, that's hard.
Waiting for Max to ask me up.
Yeah.
It's my all-time idol, but
Do you stand at the window sometimes and just gaze out the window?
And you were a PT, and I know you're one of the most sought after trainers. And that was that hard giving up that role to get into the CrossFit thing?
Yes and no. The hardest thing, well, yeah, I built up a pretty good sort of reputation at the gym that I was at.
Yeah,
and had a pretty strong client base. But the hardest thing for me was I guess, leaving my clients.
Yeah.
So I started off part-time here, and then I still had a few clients at my gym. And then when I made the full-time move here, I sort of had to say to them, all right, I'm up and going. But that was that was the hardest thing, I think. It's just because I had such a strong relationship with my clients. And it's pretty hard to say, all right, I'm not training you guys anymore. You're going to take your own rest of your fitness journey on your own, and I'm going to follow my career. So
Got to do what you have to do.
But they understood, though.
Any of them followed you here?
I do have two of them that come along here and see me here. I also catch up with them in the weekend too. I run a boot camp, and we sort of still get to put them through their paces and whatnot. So,
nice.
I still like friends with them on Facebook and whatnot, so I still get to go birthday parties and whatnot. So it's pretty good.
And with your relationship, like I know you and Lisa here, like you work together, you live together. Like how's that? Like, do you get annoyed? Like, how do you just keep the romance alive and stuff like that? How do you just keep working? Like,
She just missed the pants.
you just do as you're told.
Yeah, I had to ask permission to talk to you right now. She was okay. Now, look, hey, we've worked some crazy hours and we've been able to make it work. I mean, like over the years, when we only just opened up, we had a small box. We were doing everything, you know, and so we learned in the early couple of years that it was. We're going to have to work hard at it, personally as well as professionally. And like any relationship, you got to keep on putting the work in. And I'd be lying if I didn't say there was conflict at times.
Yeah, it's normal.
But it's nice when she lets me come home.
The doghouse gets a bit cold sometimes.
You got it.
Yeah, and then you guys, you've got a skunk club. What is that? How did that name come? Is it?
I can't really talk about that.
Oh, okay, right. What was the name? How did that come?
Skunk Works.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's usually a story behind each name.
Yeah. Skunk Works is the name of our closed door program that we run for our CrossFit Games athletes or our high caliber guys, and it's closed door in the sense that there's additional programming, supplementary programming that the athletes do every day. There's another session or sometimes more than one on our timetable each week that they'll come to. And Skunk Works came about because the name came from a company called Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin builds spy planes and things for the US military and Department of Defense. And so these guys would build civilian and commercial stuff as well, but then there was this division of the company back in, I think, the 50s that started doing some stuff kind of undercover. And there was people in the company that knew that this organization inside the company existed, where they're kind of like a laboratory where they'd experiment with things. And they started building things like, the original spy plane was called the SR-71 Blackbird. It was like a supersonic thing that flew so high up that no radar could catch it. So Cold War stuff, it was the Americans spying on the Russians. And so Skunk Works was the name of their organization. Like people knew it was there. They knew they were up to something, but didn't quite know what they were up to.
True,
But what they were doing was...
see, I knew there'd be a cool story behind it. I knew you were...
But what they were doing was they were building top secret weapons. That's where it comes from.
I thought there'd be some sort of cool story behind it. Yeah, but that's pretty bad. That's a good story. So you're building some dangerous machines in here.
There's some stuff going on.
And the lion, is that because it's the king?
Yeah, the king of the jungle, pride.
Yeah.
Just a strong, power. It symbolises power and unity and honour, integrity.
Who do you think, I asked the classes, I try to have a question a day sometimes, who would win out of a bear, what is it, a lion and a tiger, and a gorilla? Who would be the strongest or the best?
Oh.
Why the gorilla?
It's just crazy. Crazy strength, you know.
They'll just rip their heads off, do you reckon?
That's my opinion.
Gorilla?
It's actually got arms too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the gorilla as well.
Yeah, might be the gorilla. I don't know.
You don't see many gorillas like on shirts and stuff there.
We'll put it on our
Is that going to be the Green Army gorillas? Yeah.
And you got Auckland Games again this year. I know like everyone's saying like finding the fittest and all that, but the Auckland Games is pretty much the one for the individuals because everybody flies from all over New Zealand to come to. Some big things happening this year? Or?
Yeah. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
We've been working on it. We work on it for 12 months of the year, pretty much. We sometimes wonder why the hell we do it.
Right.
Because we don't make money off it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some of the affiliates now are starting to make money off some of the events that they're putting out there, but we've got a restricted membership, restricted entry. And up until now, it's been invitational for the first section of it, and then I think we had a handful of spots still left over out of the 120 that went live, and it sold out in like I think 7 minutes or 8 minutes, or something like that.
That's what I mean. Like everybody's like everyone will do a few comps here and there, but I think for the individual, that's the one they want to hit sort of throughout. Oh, that's the one I want to hit throughout the year.
Yeah. Well, we're not far away from actually releasing some information about the qualification process.
Yeah.
You got to qualify for your invitation this year.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've allowed the open door to Australia.
Right.
Because we've wanted, up until now, we felt that we needed to support a platform for New Zealand and New Zealand only athletes, top tier, to be able to, pit themselves against each other. A lot of our athletes that are really good CrossFitters aren't going to make it to the regionals. Let's just put it out there. They're not going to make it, and it might be the closest thing they're ever going to get to like the regionals.
Yeah. So you can still be competitive and go hard.
Exactly. And so we wanted to put something out there, a platform that people can actually be tested and be put through the ringer and really earn their title to be able to say, hey, I'm the fittest in New Zealand, or hey, I'm the one of the top 5 or the top 10, and really earn it, And I believe we did a pretty good job of that in previous years. But finally this year, the Aussies are coming. Yeah. And there's some weapons on the way.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to it.
Nice. And so with the box, you've got a new place here. It's pretty awesome. Is that you guys looking to keep going with that, or I asked some of the other affiliate owners, like with us, we want to keep growing and
this building, you mean?
Yeah. Or you're pretty happy with this and keep expanding.
This is our second building, and we needed this sorely. We really needed to move into this size of building because our first facility, we were there for 3 years, and it was small, man. It was really small. And then we moved in here. It was like the best thing. It really was. But we're not at capacity yet. I mean, we've got several hundred people to train here. Yeah. But we've got still room in some of our classes to fit more. And then I don't see us growing out of this facility in the immediate future.
I was just thinking, because I wanted to get into like coaching and running an affiliate and that. I was like, but then I'm thinking, does it ever end? Like when does, people have like retirement plans. Like, what do we do?
It's funny.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I was going with. Like, we'll just keep coaching until we're like 80 or whatever. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I mean, like Coach Glassman said this in an interview. I mean, if he stopped doing CrossFit and he had the financial resources to do other things, what would you do? What would you do? Or can you think of something you'd rather be doing?
No, I've had like some rest days in the past before we had the affiliate. Like, so we trained in the garage.
You had some rest days. Haven't had any rest days since, right?
No, but like, if I have a rest day now, I'm still at the box.
Yeah, right, okay.
Because I have to coach.
I get what you mean.
But before I'd just be at home and I'll be, I'll be like you said, I'll be like, what do I do? Like, I've got all this time. Because we'd train in the garage and just talk smack afterwards for an hour or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. Like, you don't know what.
Yeah. Well, you'd be in your garage gym, like doing some CrossFit, right? Yeah. Doing some lifting.
So it doesn't switch off, eh?
Yeah. I often wondered that. I wondered that when I was a PT. I was a PT for nearly 10 years, eight or something years, before we opened CrossFit Auckland, and there was And I thought, well, you know, am I going to get tired of this? You know, as a personal trainer, it's easy to get attached to your clients' outcomes. You know, when they have setbacks, you have setbacks too. You know, you try and be as committed as you can to the outcome with no attachment to it. Yeah. But you can't. You take that stuff home. You know, you take that home with your clients and your box, right? You know, you really want them to win, and you'll give so much of yourself to try and get them to win. And that just hasn't diminished. It hasn't gone away. You know what I mean? We're going on 6 years. This is our 6th year of CrossFit Auckland, and I still meet people, and I just get absolutely buzzed about how I'm going to be able to turn this person into a better version, help them to become a better version of them. You know.
So we watched a movie not long ago, American Hustle. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a part where the good guy gets framed. Oh no, he does a bad thing to help the greater good of the community. And he gets pissed off, and he's like, everything I do for the people. Everything I do for them. And like some of our members like complain about like $1 or something on a transaction thing and that. Yeah. And then me and this guy are like, everything we do for the people of Zealous. Everything we do for you. And like that.
Is that a speech you actually say to them?
Yeah.
You say it to them, or we say it to each other?
No, we say it to them.
Oh, really?
We even put on the accent.
Did you get the accent right?
You know, that Boston, New Jersey accent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because it's like man, we're like to do everything we can for these people, and like
almost sounds like a little Godfather then.
We complain like about $1.50 on a transaction thing. It's like, man, like you put in like countless hours to try to. But no, they're all cool. But it's just funny. It's funny how that is.
Yeah, I know one thing's for sure. I'm not going to get rich doing this.
That's what I mean. Like
be a rich man.
exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, that's what we're sort of going along those lines when we say that.
Exactly. And everything that we have as an affiliate, we've worked our asses off, and we've sacrificed so much. You know, your members, like what you're saying right now, I hear it, I get it. It's the same song that every affiliate owner could probably sing. Like that the members don't quite realise that, hey, they may be paying for this premium service, and they're getting a premium service. You know, they should be getting value for their money, and if you're coaching them, they're getting value, right? But then they'll try and do the math and go, hey, look, you know, someone's making a killing here. Nah.
They're like, oh, we need some new ropes, or something like, oh, this kettlebell's a little bit dirty. Like, oh, come on, man. Like, you're killing me.
Whatever. Lisa is the financial controller for CrossFit Auckland. Yeah. And she has to keep that leash on me hard, because I will spend every cent that we make on like
new toys.
Hey, we need new barbells. No, we don't. We've got like 30-something barbells. 40 barbells. What do you need new barbells for? Oh, because we can.
You just get excited.
Hey, let's get more bumper plates. Everyone's getting stronger. Let's get, you know?
Yeah.
You just do it.
All right, cool. Thanks for having us out, Alex.
Pleasure.
Matiu, thanks for coming out. And the boys, thanks to Lisa as well. Appreciate your time taking out. I know you guys are busy guys, so appreciate your time taking out to talk with us. And that's us. We'll tap out. Thank you.